So, I've been thinking lately about the patch and everything that happened since it came out to the game, and what the game's going forward, and how do I feel about it. And man, it feels pretty good. Hello guys and welcome to the channel, Bibarol here. I want to talk to you about the state of the patch, or how the game's going forward, how I feel about competitive and world versus world now, the fights, everything. And it's a build update to my main build for Druid, Condition Druid, or what I like to call it, the Brave Druid build, if anyone's been following me for a while. And there's gonna be timestamps in this video in description. Check it out if you wanna skip two things, if you don't wanna see the batch or just want the fast build or the full discussion, you feel free to skip ahead. Now let's get right into it. So let's start at first with how I feel about the patch. I know a lot of people don't like it, feel power became inferior to condition, or condition is the way to go right now. I don't feel this way. For a start, power still feel pretty heavy. I actually like what the patch did because now it's kinda equal. It used to be that power is superior and more rewarding if you can master it. Let me give you an example. If you are a power player with full zerk or one-shot build, you can attack 3 people. For example, you one-shot one of them, so he's almost out of the entire fight because he's down, and you have enough cleave since your even auto-attack do a ton damage. So this 1v3 turned to a 1v2 so fast. Conditions, on the other way, the general idea that you have to build damage through stacking. There is no serious burst, and even if there was, like the aura of Condition Mirage, for example, this was a mistake that need to be fixed. The general idea for condition, it's you need to build up. There is no enough burst to just take people off the board immediately. And that's make it you have to survive a longer. And even if you go full burst on people, before you even get 1 or 2 ticks, they could probably remove it completely. And other people could remove it for them. And instead heal them, instead give them regeneration and protection, so can even push them faster, but still can remove all their condition. But if you fight power players with their support, people can give them protection and heal them, but your damage cannot be undone. That's the general idea. So that's why power was superior. You say you didn't even need to invest in defense. You can defend yourself against power by states, but you can't defend yourself against condition. Except with vitality, since you have higher health pool, but your utility remove condition, so you completely eliminate it. There's a long discussion I don't want to get into between condition and power, but power was superior, and that was wrong for the balance of the game. You should not have one play style, since the game have to be completely better than the other. I know everyone's entitled to their opinion, and that's mine. So if you have anything to say about this in the comments, or you have points that I didn't consider or didn't see, please tell me. It's open for discussion. Second, I think they did pretty good job in making condition not so bursty, actually, except for few broken things. Like, let's say if you play full condition damage ranger, you have high critical chance. Look at this skill now. This used to do almost higher than 1k if you go full damage. Now it's less than 500. Of course, I'm not full damage, I have a lot of healing, but it's less than 500, and it's only 33%. That means if you're gonna have it like 1 every 4 attacks or something, it stack a lot less, and it's about 200 each second, like I said, if you full damage. So that example of how things take time, more time to apply condition. The highest burst in trap, because it has CC, now it almost do no damage whatsoever. If you go traps, look how much damage you have on traps. Let's go full, yeah. Now I'm full condition damage, like almost the highest I can possibly have. And look at what it does. That's it. So those two didn't really change much. They have a lot of damage, but they bolt, so you can get out. There is a little bit of counterplay to them. This one is not, and it do nothing. This is what I'm talking about. You don't build that much damage. Soul Beast condition was a little bit weak because how power creep can kill it, but it can swap with 2 bits actually. So if you go something like, let's say, Burst Black, look how broken the skill was. Now if you have it, you have no defense. So yeah, you can have a lot of damage. They do a lot of bleed. If you go something like Luboga, I don't know what's name. It's still too strong, like give you a cover Condi, but if you remove it, that's it, there is no sustain. So you give up sustain. You give up a bit that can heal you, like Jacaranda, or a bird, like the owl, for the damage. And this is that adjustment to the game is actually made it better. So condition is not as aggressive as it used to be. Like I said, except few broken things. What is the broken things, I think? Well, let's say it this way. I think Revenant is broken, and Thief probably have too much burst to apply immediately. But mostly Revenant. I think condition Revenant is like the worst and the highest damaging now. Every other class is acceptable some way. Of course, it's been like few days, and I even played for less, so I don't get the full version. But Mirage doesn't feel that broken. Even Necro doesn't feel that broken to me anymore. I mean, nothing really changed for them, but if you kite, if you have a lot of range, they don't do that much damage. But Revenant can board, can give you your condition back. If he fight a condition player, it's a nightmare, because he makes the fight even worse. He has more damage than he already produced, since he's using condition transfer. So I think this trait needs to be adjusted, the condition copy, because the game still have too much cleanse in some parts and almost no cleanse in other parts. Like if you use the rune of antitoxin, the bunker necro, which I didn't talk about because I was only referring to condition thing, but the bunker necro is making a huge notice in the community right now. It has too much condition cleanse. Every like 3 seconds remove 1. Every time he leaves shroud, remove 1 with a holy martyr. The trait, and use the rune of antitoxin, make an extra condition removal on every condition removal, and the sigil of cleansing, remove 3, and now it's 4 because of the antitoxin, etc. So that's a lot of condition removal. It's one to have. It almost, I mean, I can still kill them. I killed few bunker necros, but it is hard and it takes too much time. And they need to really screw up. I need to time my CC since they don't have stability, so I can kill them. So you can go full Condi cleanse. You can get much closer to immunity. Holosmith's been like this for years. Was probably, I don't think since release, since the patch that gives him corrosive blading, that trait when every time you get protection you remove a condition. And with the rune of antitoxin, now it's 2. And with purity of purpose, every condition you remove from that 2 gonna end up being a boon. So if it was a vulnerability, it's a protection again. So it was so broken, almost unkillable. A good holo with that trait would need 3 condition players, 3 good condition players to kill him. And it's been like this for so long, and no one was talking about how broken it is to play a power holo. But everyone's complaining about the condition, so I can't get it. Like I said, this is not to be toxic or salty or whatever video. That's not my intention. That's a discussion I would like to hear your opinion about. Another part of the patch is I think this patch is one of the best things happened to the game in general. Like I said, besides little broken things that need to be adjusted. Why? Because now you are rewarded for whatever choice you want to make. If you want to go full Zerk, like one shot, your damage will still be crazy. Look at how much toughness I have. Okay, that's how much I have, and I don't even have any bones, anything on me, or the bloodlust from World vs. World. Okay, I don't even have food now, and a Reaper still auto attack me for about 5k, a full Zerk Reaper. So if I took, I'm not even talking about spin for the win, the skill 4, I'm not talking about Gravedigger, no. Auto attack in Shroud for Reaper hit me for between 5.5k to almost 6k. A little bit of might, he can even give it to himself, he doesn't need support for that. And only 4 like a chain of auto attack would leave me really close to death. And I'm investing too much in defense. I don't think that's wrong. I mean, he invested too much in power, but that's almost the sweet spot. It is acceptable. I shouldn't just stand there and take damage. He should force me to stay there, like stun me or whatever, and this concept of CC and then go burst. But before this batch, I have this much toughness, and a warrior with Eviscerate, stacking himself might with probably shield block, can hit me between 10 to 15k. Then what was the point of all this toughness? And this is why I like how the batch is now. You shouldn't be just dying for a single hit. A warrior dodge could hit me between 4 to 5k. Dodge. He's dodging my attack, and I'm the one who get damaged. This was so funny in the game. It was broken. Everyone was complaining about the bar creep. I'm one of them. I didn't like it. Yeah, I played and enjoyed the game, but I didn't like it. It was something bad in the game. And now it is finally going to a fix, but people don't like it. The other problem was people don't like this batch. They want to build this build and play their same build. A warrior want to use still ball charge, rampage, and kill you with it. He completely render you helpless, disable CC for every hit, and he wants that hit to kill you. And he still have a lot of burst. If you fight a warrior, since I have a serious problem with warriors, they're also one of the scariest classes, honestly. He can dodge and damage. Dodge with greatsword and damage. CC you and damage. Like, I have 2 dodges. Where do I spend them? If I dodges your CC, I can dodge your burst. If I dodges your burst, I can dodge your greatsword 3. Like, if I dodge that, I can dodge your dodge. And you tell me that wasn't broken? So, this is a new video for me, like I never really made that kind of a rant before, and it's not ranting, but you might see it this way. So now, if you invest a lot in toughness, it rewards you. The damage is kinda reduced. If you spend too much in healing, like go full healing, you can little bit sustain yourself, but you pay a price. You're damageless. I mean, look at how much condition damage do I have even with food. That's it. But if you go, I can't go full condition damage since I'm using a lot of healing, so I pay a price. I'm using a staff, even that not enough. The Celestial Avatar will not heal me, it will feel extremely slow. If I play power, it fell on power, but it doesn't. So I have to fill it with healing. And if I don't use a staff, like go with Axe Torch, and now I have a lot of burst, then I can't really heal. I heal by paying a price of going with a healing weapon. So that make my damage way less. And this is a good concept. If you invest in something, you need to get rewarded for it. But you need to pay the price of not investing in something else. So if you invest in toughness, you have weaker power. If you invest in condition, you have weaker sustain in general. If you invest in healing, you have weaker damage in general. And this is a good, really good spot. Now I'm going to talk about the build and the changes and how it's fair against everything in the game right now. So the build technically didn't change that much, like nothing significantly changed to it except for like extremely minor things. The build survived about 4 years right now with few little changes with every batch, and it's still going. Thank God, I love this build. So for the traits, well, that's the wrong trait. I was experimenting with something else. Okay, for the traits, we go the same skirmishing. And for witness survival, we leave shared anguish. I was already in my best video said you can use any one of those skills, but I would go with this one, the first one, and shared anguish. But now shared anguish is dead, of course. It's 300 seconds, not worth it. And we're gonna need the higher condition damage. You could still go with this, but come on, it's weak. This one is much better and gonna buff all your damage. So that's all the change here, and Roy didn't change at all. The only, even bits doesn't change. The only things change is something in my gear and the skill. First, like I said in the batch discussion, we have higher value of toughness right now. Since the damage less, you are rewarded for investing in whatever trait you want. So we don't need Signet of Stone. but actually we can't even use it. Since we can't stun break on Celestial Avatar entering, we only remove condition, and we lost Shared Anguish, which remove CC to the bit, so we only have Lightning Reflexes. And we can't have one stun break. This is gonna kill you if you have only one stun break. Unless you play like a one-shot build, or it's gonna be two-shot now after the patch, you need another stun break at least. And nothing more better than a stun break that force people to use their stun break. This glyph is awesome. It's a stun break, so it's instant cast. It's 2-second days, AoE for 300 radius. It is amazing. And now you have 2 stun break, and you can use them either for dodging even or getting out, and you can use them aggressively like this one. So they have even multiple use, not only stun breaks. And this made the build at some point, since everyone else got nerfed, feel a little bit better. How? This used to be Signet of Stone, completely useless skill that only protect you from damage. Now you don't need that much protecting damage, but you're even more aggressive against people. So the build feel a little bit stronger. The damage didn't change much. Well, it's kinda less. It's nerfed a bit since I changed my amulet from Trailblazer to healing. I had to put more healing to get my healing a little bit back up, closer. It's not at all, but closer to what it used to be. Since this skill is nerfed, the staff is nerfed, way nerfed, like almost close to half, and Celestial Avatar is nerfed like about the third. This build can still kill anything. It's really good. It's even feel more stronger now, except if you're really outnumbered from power players, you would miss Signet of Stone, honestly. But it doesn't make that much difference, especially if you can really utilize your CC. This glyph is awesome. And it gives you more condition cleanse, since in Celestial Avatar, it's stun break and remove 2 conditions. For a lot of people around you, you're included. And this skill is buffed to remove 2 condition. If you blast in it, with skill 3, now you remove 3, since it's a light field. But you would still be able to take the healing spring with its rate, which is already changed, if you're fighting heavy condition player, because now this would remove up to 12 condition, 10 from the skills, 2 every 2 seconds, and it will still trigger lesser muddy terrain. So if you use a survival skill, you would lose 4 condition. If you use this one, you lose 4 in the first trigger, and you keep losing more. And it's a water field, so if you blast in it like Steph 3 or Celestial Avatar 3, you would even get more healing and give you a lot of regeneration, which if not corrupted, it's still a lot of healing. Of course, the survival skill have more healing into it. It's up to, it's about 10k, since it triggers this on every second it heal your bit, so it gives you a lot of healing. This also would do that, but it's less. With the regeneration, it's higher. Let's keep that in mind. But in case you still have that regeneration, or took all of it. And now they have the same cooldown, 24 seconds. So the trap is really good to use. You can even use it all the time, but like I said, this one's better for triggering Nature Mender all the time and triggering live Distrate, whatever its name. And you don't have to be stationary. You can be mobile all the time. So this is the general changes to the build and how you play it. It's all the same. You start attacking, your Ragazelle will immediately use charge, which will daze people, will trigger your Ancient Seed if you hit a disabled one. And you don't waste your stun at first, unless you really know you can lock those people down. Like someone attacking you with Warclaw. Once they down, they don't dodge, you don't do anything. You time. Once they done with this attack of Warclaw, Maul, you hit them with this or the glyph. So immediately you trigger Ancient Seed and you go ham with your bits. Your bit gonna daze, and before he move, like you see how I'm gonna show it to you on the golems. Look how I'm gonna do this. I'll attack, he will immediately move. Once it moved, I will immediately trigger this skill. So he doesn't go run all the way here like you find it to go here and then move slowly back and then do hit toss. No, once it's done with this, you immediately trigger this, so you cancel the animation of the last skill and trigger the other one. And that's like 1, 2, 3, and 4 the other, and even swipe to the electric wyvern, and he would go to doing wing buff. And once it's triggered, you would do this. Sometimes I don't let it trigger this one without cancelling. I would use this one, lightning assault, and once he does it, he will turn around and use its own one. If you have Cysty Avatar, but I wouldn't recommend using Cysty Avatars this aggressively, but you can even enter Cysty Avatar, use Lunar Impact with skill 3, and then use 5 Natural Conversion. This much CC, like there is no way out. But don't do such thing against like a Soul Beast whose Dolly extends. Try to force it out of him, but don't give everything up for it. And I will be showing at the video probably in the next few seconds a clean burst, how it look like. Your healing, try to always heal if you're kiting or using Cysty Avatar. Don't enter Cysty Avatar unless you are in staff. If you see, my staff is have higher healing power. Okay. So and my short bow is Trailblazer. So we try to heal always on staff. Staff doesn't work for damage, so I always, of course, I give it the highest healing power possible. I don't need that much damage on it. Okay. So now I'm gonna talk about fast build review for the people who just want to go to the build immediately. The gear is Fall Shaman and Apothecary, Vitality healing condition damage with Vitality Major, and Toughness healing condition damage with Healing Major. This one I'll probably change since the Toughness is the major one. The staff is Toughness healing, the healing is major, and the short bow is Trailblazer and the back. All those are Toughness healing and condition damage. So I get my Toughness or armor on closer to 3k, and I get my healing close to 1k. If you can get it up to 1k, that would be the best option. And the rest goes to condition, healing. And your life should be higher than 20k. Not 20, push it a little bit higher would be even better. And my bleed duration, as you see, almost 90. If you can't get Trailblazer, since you use exotic or whatever, it doesn't really matter this much. You can use Dire in short bow, and the back can even go healing, so you would have close to 1k, and it will still work like a charm. There is no trait for bleeding duration uptime in Ranger, actually bleed damage. That's why we need to get all the duration from elsewhere. So I use Rune of Krite, which is the only option for you, honestly, for 50% bleed duration, and I use the Agony and Malice in short bow, and Agony and Corruption, since we need a little bit more damage, all the damage we can get. And Staff is not really used in the rotation, so let's use Corruption better. It's like we don't really hit with it. It's for survivability and kiting. Sometimes it's easier to use it with Sharpened Stone on auto attack. You immediately trigger 3 Sharpened Stone in one hit. But if the people dodge it, you waste a lot of Sharpened Stone there. So now in Runes and Sigils, we get on short bow 80%, and on staff we get 70% bleed duration, and that's really good. And there is 10% in all conditions from the Malice, like the Poison, Immobilize, even from Entangle, stuff like this. Because of the Trailblazer, I have close to another 10%, which makes things better, even for slow, but it doesn't matter. You need to focus on Immobilize, a Bleed, and probably Poison. A Bleed is your main source of damage, and it's all that matter. The build, like I already said, didn't change. Skirmish 2, 3, 2, and Witness Survival 1, 1, 2. That's the only change from, but you could always use any of them. I used to use Shared Anguish, but it's dead, so now this. Android 1, 1, 3. The bits are Ragazal, Electric Wyvern, double CC, and for water, Shark, and Armored Fish. The food is always use Tropical Peppermint Cake. There is a lot more useful other foods for a lot of other builds if you play power or whatever, but I like to use this in all of my builds. It's a personal thing. 85 health in every second make in a fight 850 in 10 seconds. In a fight that goes for a minute, multiply that in 6. That's a lot of sustain to give up. If there was a healing utility, I would probably use it too on every build. So I use the World vs. World Quality Tuning Crystal for higher condition damage from Vitality and Toughness, and I use Tropical Peppermint Cake for higher Vitality but majorly for health every second, and give you Caraman experience. It's a great food. And that food is essential to us. Why? Because that healing every second gonna fill the Celestial Avatar. We even have a less healing now. Celestial Avatar is difficult to manage. You need to have good timing. Like you use your healing skill when you lose about the third of your health. You use your staff to gain regeneration, and you heal on it when you have lower health, so you trigger even a healing blast, and all that will fill your Celestial Avatar. But majorly, this food is gonna fill most of it. Okay, so that's it for the build, guys. I hope you like it and try it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please tell me in the comments what do you think about the build and the batch discussion, what you feel about it right now. In general idea, not only your class. I wasn't talking only about my class in the video. I'm talking about everything. I feel a lot of classes feel more rewarding to play with their traits, with their points, everything. And there's gonna be another build video about Condition Soul Beast in World vs. World, which I enjoyed a while too. So stay tuned, subscribe to see it, like, comment, share, whatever you feel you wanna do. And I'll be seeing you.